Hello, good morning and welcome to the United Stands daily transfer talk. Loads to get through. We'll definitely be doing more of these. Loads to get through today. Mbappe, Fabinho, Griezmann, a little bit of Neymar, a little bit of De Gea, a little bit of Luke Shaw, a little bit of Kroos, a little bit of Nagongolan, or however you say it, and a couple of others. But let's get straight into it. If there's one journalist that I really have got a lot of time for, and you earn respect with me, and that should be the same with all you lot as well. You earn respect through experiencing what people can offer, and Marzio, in the couple of years I've been doing the United Stand, is consistently accurate, knowledgeable, and I like what he has to say. And he's come out with some very, very Manchester United centric items last night, numerous elements to it, and I'm gonna fill you in if you're not fully aware of it. Basically, he said about 6 weeks ago that Manchester United really want Kylian Mbappe. Mourinho loves him, which surprised me at the time, because as much as we all think Kylian Mbappe at Monaco is a fantastic striker, he's going to be a world superstar, I didn't really think he was somebody Manchester United would be looking at. So that was encouraging. Last night, Marzio's come out and said that Monaco have actually rejected an €80 million bid, which is a little bit disappointing, because I did say a couple of weeks ago that if we were going to get him, I think we'd get him for between 60 and 70 million pounds sterling, which is roughly 80 million euro. Monaco have asked for between 120 and 140 million euro. What are your thoughts about that? That's basically 100 million pounds sterling, or just a little bit under. It's a hell of a lot of money for an 18-year-old. I mean, he's going to be, I do believe he will be world class. His tendency is apparently to go to Real Madrid, but you know, that's the same old story with everybody. Although his uncle was quoted yesterday saying that he would consider Manchester City or Manchester United. That's his uncle though, not him. No, I'm joking. He was talking about his nephew Kylian Mbappe. So interesting, keep your eye on that. That's the second bit of news from Marzio about Mbappe, and I would I don't know, do I think it will be done? Probably not, but it's interesting, and it's always worth listening to when Marzio comes out with it. Of more interest from that, because we're aware of Mbappe, it's a big signing. Can it be done? Who knows? But some of the more interesting things he came out with was that a couple of months ago we were looking at Raji Nagongolan at Roma, centre midfielder, defensive midfield destroyer, perfect for what we need at the moment. We were looking at him, but apparently he's very happy in Rome and he wants to stay there, so that's probably not going to happen. But encouragingly, we are also interested in Toni Kroos, which I think would sort of only ever going to happen if we can pull off a fantastic deal. If De Gea goes to Madrid, we really dig our feet in and get Kroos as part of that deal. That would obviously be perfect for Manchester United. But of more excitement for me, Fabinho from Monaco. We very nearly bought him, I think, last year and the year before. We were linked to them on both summers. I think it was 2 years ago certainly under Van Gaal that summer, the last summer of Van Gaal, we were linked to him, and then last year again. I've been very impressed with him. I mean, I think when we were looking at him with Van Gaal, he was a right back, and he can play right back, and I think that's very important with Manchester United, because as we were talking about a few days ago about what positions we need to cover, improve on, we know we need a striker, we know we need a number 10, we know we need a centre back, we know we probably need a centre defensive midfielder. They're the key four positions, but a backup for Valencia would be very important, and Fabinho can play there. But most of all, where I've been impressed with by Fabinho this year is as a centre defensive midfielder. He's been fantastic there for Monaco. I would be very happy if we could do a deal for Fabinho from Monaco, and I have been told that one of our a sports lawyer that works for Manchester United was in Monaco a couple of days ago. That could be bullshit, but if we are over in Monaco, maybe it was to do with the Mbappe offer, but maybe we're looking at Fabinho realistically. And the great thing about Fabinho, I've been saying this for the last 2 years, is his agent is George Mendes, as is Jose Mourinho's. So I predicted last summer that we would look at George Mendes' clients because they're going to be players that come to Manchester United. We actually didn't get any. It was the summer of Raiola last year. It might well be the summer of Mendes this year with that link to Mourinho. Fabinho would be perfect for us. Still only about 22, 23. Well, I might even be 24 now, I've not checked, but perfect age, and he can play centre midfield very well, and he can also cover at right back. I'll be very happy with that signing. And obviously Mendes, mentioned him yesterday. Rodriguez. Let's talk about Griezmann though. I think I know Ronaldo scored a fantastic hat-trick last night to end the tie against Atletico Madrid. He also got an assist. An assist, Mark, people say. Bad acting there, but he only scored 3, a hat-trick. He gave a great assist to Manchester United last night. Atletico Madrid are not going to win the Champions League, and it will be a big eye-opener to Griezmann that he's probably hit the ceiling of what he can achieve with Atletico Madrid. They've achieved great things over the last few years with him. They've won a title, they've got to Champions League finals, but they're not going to achieve that dream, and I think it's time for Griezmann to move on. I think the clause will be triggered. All depends on Manchester United and whether we get Champions League football, which I'll pick up on the show tonight at 8:30, because I know you're all going to start saying, well, we got Pogba without him, and I totally agree with that, but I've got a theory on this and why we will not get certain players, including Griezmann, if we don't have Champions League football, but that's part of the show tonight at 8:30. And also, there was something yesterday about Griezmann saying that he wants 300 grand a week. Well, you know. And he's a bit concerned about leaving Spain. Well, we've heard all that before. But I do think that Griezmann will come to Manchester United if we get Champions League football. Luke Shaw, just very quickly want to say about Luke Shaw. Out probably till the start of next season. I said it a few weeks ago. I've got a funny feeling we might go for Mendy, which... Would we get Mendy and Fabinho from Monaco? I don't know. It'd be hard to do, but I've got a funny feeling we'll be signing a left-back this summer. I just don't think... I think Luke Shaw and Mourinho just rub each other up the wrong way. And unfortunately for Luke Shaw, I think that will be it. And as somebody said to me before, even before he did that bad injury on his leg, he was getting a lot of injuries before that. We need somebody who can consistently play every week at left back like we've got with Valencia at right back. De Gea, not going to dwell on De Gea too much, but there was something from ESPN yesterday saying that De Gea's not angling for a move. I take ESPN with a pinch of salt. I think there's a certain journalist who used to be quite credible who's moved to ESPN, and he came out yesterday with Manchester United have registered an interest in Belotti. It's like saying Mark Goldbridge has been for a piss today. When journalists come out saying that Manchester United have registered an interest in a striker and then sell it as a headline, there's no accountability. If we don't sign him, they'll just say, well, we only registered interest. If we do, they'll say, well, we said that, and we've got a scoop. I mean, you know, I'll tell you one now. Manchester United have registered an interest in Neymar. If we sign him, you can all remember I said it. If we don't sign him, I'll just say, well, we were interested. There's nothing to it. So, I still think De Gea's going to go. I don't want him to go. I still think he will. And as for Belotti, I think people are just putting 2 and 2 together. I don't think that deal will happen. What I wanted to say, though, is Neymar was spotted in London, yesterday or the day before. And obviously Manchester United, Ed Woodward has his office in London. So does a lot of other people. He might have just been off to see Big Ben. Who knows? But the Neymar thing, I don't think Neymar's going to sign for Manchester United. But what I will say, and I've said it before, Woodward has been interested in Neymar. He has inquired about Neymar over the last 2 to 3 years. It doesn't mean... We've registered an interest, but Manchester United would love Neymar. He's the ultimate Galactico. He's going to be the prime world superstar. We'd probably offer him silly money. Anything can happen at Manchester United. Do I think it will happen? No, of course I don't. Would I be surprised if it happened? Nothing surprises me with Manchester United, and Manchester United can do anything, absolutely anything, and we've proved it summer after summer. No one thought we could do Pogba, and we did it without Champions League football. So, a packed show, probably a little bit longer than I thought we would be, a lot longer than yesterday, but loads to get through, and I'm having to put stuff on the back burner for tomorrow, because otherwise I'd be talking for 20-30 minutes, and that's not the idea of this show. Thanks everybody for watching. If you like this new Borussia Dortmund studio fan channel, I'm joking, it's our transfer studio. If you like us doing this on a daily basis, please do drop a like, get commenting. We want the debates to go on through the day. Lots of you yesterday putting up stuff about transfers, and people were interacting with that through the day. You know, you've got things to do, whether it's school, college, work, or anything like that. Get involved in the comments below, and let's have a little of a, not just the video, but transfer chat throughout the day, because we definitely do read it and we pick up ideas from it. But if you're liking the concept, please do like the video. Lots of interesting stuff. Never dull at Manchester United. I'll speak to you all tonight at 8:30. And if you've not seen the Celta Vigo preview, that should be coming up on your screen around now. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all very soon.